Thank you for joining this webinar on ethics and human rights in the digital era, developed as part of the ESG4VET project. Today we'll explore why ethics has become such an important part of digital transformation. As organizations rely more on technologies such as artificial intelligence, digital platforms, and data-driven systems, it is essential that these technologies are used responsibly. Throughout this session, we will discuss how digital technologies affect privacy, fairness, well-being, and human rights, particularly within organizations and workplaces. Today, we will cover 6 main topics. We will begin with a short introduction before discussing digital ethics and human rights. We will then explore common ethical challenges organizations face in the digital environment, including issues related to privacy, fairness, and employee well-being. And by the end of today's session, you should be able to first evaluate ethical implications that arise when digital technologies are used in organizations. Second, understand how technologies influence people's health, well-being, and social inclusion. And finally, identify practical actions organizations can take to reduce ethical risks when promoting fairness, transparency, and responsible innovation. When we talk about ethical use of digital technologies, we mean making decisions that protect people, not only improving efficiency or productivity. There are 3 key areas. The first is protecting people's health and well-being. Technology should support people rather than overwhelm them. Organizations should reduce digital stress, encourage healthy work-life balance, and create respectful online environments. The second area is fairness. Digital systems should make decisions without discrimination. Everyone should have equal opportunities regardless of background, age, gender, or ability. Finally, organizations must respect privacy and personal data. People deserve to know what information is collected, why it is collected, and how it will be used. Ethics is ultimately about ensuring that technology benefits society while respecting individual rights. Digital ethics refer to the principle that guide responsible behavior when developing and using technologies. It is much more than simply following rules or regulations. Ethical thinking asks questions such as, is this technology fair? Could anyone be harmed? Are we respecting people's rights? Responsible digital organizations communicate honestly, consider the wider impact of their technologies, and take responsibility of the consequences of their decisions. Ethics places people at the center of digital innovation. Human rights do not disappear online. The same rights we expect in everyday life also apply in digital environments. 3 important rights are highlighted here. The first is the right to privacy. People should have control over their personal information, and organizations must protect them from the misuse. The second is the right to equality. Everyone should have equal access to digital technologies without discrimination or exclusion. And the third is the right to information. People deserve access to reliable information while also being protected from harmful online behavior and misinformation. Respecting this right builds trust between organizations and society. Today's organizations rely on many different digital technologies. For example, companies collect data to improve services. Many organizations now use artificial intelligence to support recruitment or decision-making. Digital communication platforms also allow teams to collaborate from anywhere in the world. While these technologies bring enormous benefits, they also introduce ethical questions. Who owns this data? Can AI make biased decisions? How transparent are automatic systems? How transparent are automated systems? How do we prevent employees from feeling constantly monitored? These are questions every organization should consider. Technology can improve our lives, but it can also negatively affect well-being if used irresponsibly. One major challenge is digital stress. Employees often feel pressure to remain connected all the time, responding to emails and messages outside working hours. Another concern is loss of privacy. Many digital platforms collect significant amount of personal information, and excessive monitoring can reduce trust. Finally, there is the issue of harmful online behavior, including cyberbullying, harassment, and exposure to misleading content. Organizations have a responsibility to create digital environments that support non-damage employee well-being. Ethical organizations evaluate the wider consequences of their technologies. Three important principles guide this process. The first is fairness. Digital systems should treat everyone equally and minimize bias. The second is privacy and transparency. People should understand what data is collected and how decisions are made. The third is responsibility and accountability. Someone must always be accountable for decisions made using digital technologies. Technology should never remove human responsibility. Digital inclusion means ensuring everyone can participate equally in digital society. Not everyone has the same access to technology or the same digital skills. Ethical organizations reduce these barriers. They design accessible systems, avoid discrimination, and recognize that some groups may face additional challenges. Inclusive technologies strengthen communities by encouraging participation, collaboration, and equal opportunities. Ethical digital participation is everyone's responsibility. Individuals should protect their personal information by using secure passwords and following good cybersecurity practices. Respectful communication is equally important. Online interaction should be professional, inclusive, and free from harassment. Finally, we must evaluate information critically. Before sharing information online, we should ask, is this source reliable? Is the information accurate? Could sharing it cause harm? Responsible digital citizens contribute to safer and more trustworthy online environments. Ethics is closely connected to sustainability. Digital technologies affect not only people today, but future generations as well. Responsible technology use includes reducing electronic waste, encouraging sustainable digital practices, and considering environmental impacts. Organizations should also think about the long-term social consequences of new technologies. Innovation should improve society while protecting both people and the planet. Let's summarize today's discussion. Digital technologies have a significant impact on human rights and well-being. Ethical decision-making requires careful evaluation rather than assumptions, and organizations have an important responsibility to ensure technology is used fairly, transparently, and responsibly. Ethics is not about showing innovation, it is about making innovation better for everyone. Thank you very much for joining this webinar.